Most money books tell you to work harder. This one says your bank account may be leaking energy before you even touch your wallet. And the wild part is, the darkest chapter in this book might be the one that explains the whole money code. The Wealth Glitch. Cracking the Money Code by Peter Johnson is not your normal save more, spend less, wake up at 5 a.m. kind of book. This book walks into the room, kicks the chair over, points at your whole belief system, and says, "That might be why you're broke." The cover already sets the mood. There's a shadowy man, money flying around him, a city behind him, and the title looks like it's breaking apart on screen. It feels less like a finance book and more like someone found a secret file they were not supposed to open. But here's the big question this book wants you to sit with. What if wealth is not just about money? What if it is about energy, giving, silence, fear, your brain, your friends, your brand, your relationship with pleasure, and even the dangerous belief that you are some kind of God? That is the open loop we're going to close today. Because according to this book, most people do not fail with money because they are stupid. They fail because they are stuck in a trance. And the name of that trance is a scarcity. The book starts by attacking two groups of people. The first group thinks they can sit on the couch, think happy thoughts, and money will float through the window like a butterfly holding a bank card. These are the people who take the idea of manifestation and turn it into a sleepy daydream. They believe thinking positive thoughts is enough. No action, no real change, no sacrifice. Just vibes, vision boards, and maybe a candle that smells like millionaire mindset. The second group is the total opposite. They believe life is war. Hustle harder, sleep less, push more, sacrifice your health, ignore your peace, crush the competition. If you are tired, work anyway. If your body hurts, keep going. If your soul starts coughing smoke, call it discipline. And the author's point is simple. Both groups are trapped. One group hides inside fantasy. The other group hides inside pressure. But both are still living from scarcity. That is the first big idea in the wealth glitch. Scarcity is not just, I do not have money. Scarcity is a trance. It is a mental fog. It makes people hoard, panic, compete, complain, rush, compare, and miss the bigger rules of life. The book argues that the truly wealthy do not live like either group. They do not only manifest, and they do not only hustle. They understand exchange. And this is where the book starts repeating one rule again and again. You give first, then you receive. Not because you're trying to look nice, not because you want people clapping in the comments, not because you want to post a photo of yourself helping someone with soft piano music in the background and a caption like, "Stay humble." No, you give because in the world of this book, money is energy, and energy has to move. If money stops moving, it dies in your hands. The author brings up wealthy names and families to make this point. He mentions John D. Rockefeller writing to his son about how he began giving money away from childhood and increased his giving as his income increased. The lesson the book takes from this is that giving was not a random act. It was part of the money code. And this is one of the first places where the book becomes uncomfortable, because most people say, "I will give when I have more." The book flips that and says, maybe you do not have more because you refuse to give. That one hurts a little. It pokes the ego right in the ribs. Because most of us want proof first. We want money first. We want comfort first. We want safety first. Then maybe, when everything is perfect, we will give something. But the book says that is not how the law works. You do not receive first and give later. You give first, and then something begins to move. This is also where the book becomes more interesting, Because it is not really telling you to chase money. It is telling you to become compatible with money. That sounds weird at first. But think about it like this. Some people can receive a lot of money and stay calm. They build with it. They grow it. They share it. They use it as a tool. Other people receive money, and their whole personality starts doing backflips. They spend to impress people they do not even like. They become loud, careless, greedy, scared, or fake. The money does not upgrade them. It exposes them. And this book keeps coming back to that idea, without always saying it directly. Money does not only change your life, money reveals your inner state. That is why the author spends so much time talking about the subconscious. Because if your subconscious is full of fear, guilt, shame, greed, revenge, and scarcity, then money has to pass through all of that dirt before it reaches your real life. And by the time it comes out the other side, it may be twisted. This is also why the book is so hard on cheap dopamine. Cheap dopamine is like junk food for your soul. It feels good for a second, then leaves you emptier than before. The book keeps pointing out how people trade long-term power for quick emotional snacks. They tell everyone their plans because they want praise now. They give in public because they want applause now. They obsess over when money will return because they want proof now. They chase pleasure without awareness because they want escape now. They avoid fear because they want comfort now. And every time they choose now in the wrong way, they weaken their future. That is one of the strongest hidden threads in the wealth glitch. Wealth requires delayed reward. Not in the boring, save pennies forever and never enjoy life way. The book is not telling you to become a lifeless robot who eats plain rice and stares at spreadsheets for fun. It is saying you must stop selling your future for 5 seconds of fake comfort. Because the person who cannot delay praise cannot build quietly. The person who cannot delay pleasure cannot stay focused. The person who cannot delay proof cannot trust the process. The person who cannot delay revenge cannot forgive. And the person who cannot delay comfort cannot face fear. So the money code is not just about giving money. It is about giving up the part of you that needs everything instantly. And that is a much deeper sacrifice. The book then moves into charity. And this is where it gets sharper. It says giving is not only about the amount, it is about the state you are in when you give. If you give so people can praise you, the book says you already got your reward. You got the cheap reward. Attention, praise, dopamine, the warm little ego snack. But if you give in secret without making a big show of it, the author says the reward is different. Bigger, cleaner, deeper. There is a story in the book where the author had almost no money and saw a street musician playing with his girlfriend and toddler nearby. He walked away at first because he barely had anything to give. But then something pulled him back. He returned and gave the small amount he had. Later, sitting in a cafe, he found a $20 bill. The book presents this as a small sign of the law at work. Now, whether someone sees that as a spiritual event, a coincidence, or just a story with a lesson, the point is clear. The book believes the most powerful giving happens when giving is hard. Giving when you have extra is easy. Giving when you are scared is the test. And according to the author, most people do not even show up for the test. They say, "I'll give when I'm rich." But the book says, give while you're becoming rich. That is the difference. And this is where sacrifice comes in. The book does not treat sacrifice like some cute quote you put on your lock screen. It treats sacrifice as a law. You cannot keep everything and become new. Something has to go. Maybe you sacrifice comfort. Maybe you sacrifice ego. Maybe you sacrifice the need to be praised. Maybe you sacrifice laziness. Maybe you sacrifice the old group that keeps pulling you back. Maybe you sacrifice the version of you that wants to receive before giving anything. That is the clean version of sacrifice. And according to the book, that is where real prosperity can grow. Then comes the next piece, the flow factor. The book says even if you give, you can still block the return by obsessing over it. You give someone money, and then 5 minutes later, you're looking at the sky like, okay, universe, where is my refund? That needy energy, according to the author, ruins the process. The book says you must give, then release it. Forget it. Go live. Do your work. Let the process breathe. Because if you sit there checking, doubting, worrying, and asking, when is it coming back? You are not trusting the flow. You are turning a river into a blocked sink. This is where the book brings in the idea of selective focus. The author says your mind starts missing chances when you are stuck in doubt. You stop seeing open doors because you are too busy staring at the locked one. And this is one of the most useful ideas in the book. Your life can be full of chances, but if your focus is trained on lack, drama, fear, and resentment, you may walk right past them. It is like having treasure buried in your backyard while you spend your whole life complaining that the neighbor's grass is greener. The book talks about the reticular activation system several times. In simple words, this is the filter that decides what your brain notices. The author's point is powerful. You do not always need more opportunities. Sometimes you need a better filter. If your filter is set to scarcity, you see scarcity. If your filter is set to fear, you see threats. If your filter is set to resentment, you see enemies. If your filter is set to abundance, giving, and possibility, you start seeing different doors. This is why the author keeps saying that your inner state matters. Because your inner state decides what you notice. And what you notice decides what you act on. And what you act on decides what your life becomes. Then the book takes a very strange turn. It talks about dark rituals. This is easily the most shocking part of the wealth glitch. The author tells a story from years ago when he wanted to build an online business and asked a more successful friend for help. He followed the advice. He tried the steps. He waited for sales and got nothing. Then his friend said he had an energetic blockage. That sounds like the start of either a secret lesson or a scam in a badly lit room. The friend took him to a place with animals. There, the author learned that this friend believed some business owners sacrificed animals in exchange for money and success. The book tells the scene in disturbing detail. The author watches a goat being slaughtered, feels fear and pity, and then, under pressure and desperation, does it too. Then, minutes later, he receives his first PayPal sale. That moment becomes a turning point in the book. The author says he continued doing these rituals for months and started earning large amounts of money. But later, after researching, he believed the sacrifices were not going to God, but to low vibration entities that feed on life energy. This is where the book gives a clear warning. Do not go down that path. The author uses the story to explain a darker version of the same rule. Energy exchange works, but not all exchange is clean. In the book's view, you can gain money through dark energy, but it comes with a price. Dirty money does not bring real peace. It may come fast, but it does not build long-term prosperity. So the lesson is not do dark rituals. The lesson is the opposite. The lesson is this: if the universe runs on exchange, make sure your exchange is pure. Do not harm another living thing for a shortcut. Do not use darkness to get what patience, value, courage, and clean sacrifice could bring you. Sacrifice your own lower impulses instead. Sacrifice the urge to brag. Sacrifice the urge to check for results every 5 minutes. Sacrifice the urge to complain with people who complain. Sacrifice the urge to eat trash and then wonder why your brain feels like an old laptop with 20 tabs open. Sacrifice the urge to be liked by people who are not brave enough to live their own lives. That is the light version of sacrifice. That part of the book is intense, strange, and honestly hard to forget. It turns the idea of sacrifice into something serious. Not a cute saying. A real question. What are you willing to give up to become who you say you want to be? Then the book moves into silence, and this chapter is very practical. Have you ever had a great idea, told someone about it, felt amazing for 10 minutes, and then never did anything? That is the trap. The book says telling people your plans gives your brain a little reward too early. Your brain says, "Nice, we got the applause. Job done." But the job is not done. You just talked. The author warns that silence protects your goals. Not everyone needs to know what you are building. Not because you are secretive in a creepy way, but because early ideas are soft. They are like baby birds. You do not hand them to a crowd and hope nobody squeezes too hard. The book even uses a sports example. It talks about the basketball club Partizan from Serbia and how the energy of loud, intense fans can shake stronger teams. The point is that energy from other people can disturb focus. Then there is a story about two boxers, Aiden and Roberto. Aiden tells everyone he will become champion. Social media, friends, the whole town. He builds pressure around himself. Roberto stays quiet. He trains. He downplays his goal. He lets his actions do the talking. When the tournament comes, Aiden cracks under pressure. Roberto wins. The message is simple. Sometimes your mouth spends energy, your hands need it. Work in silence. Let results speak. And there is another layer here. Silence is not just about hiding your plans. It is about protecting your identity before the world has a chance to attack it. When you announce a new dream too early, you invite opinions before you have strength. And opinions are heavy. One person says, "That will not work." Another says, "Who do you think you are?" Another laughs. Another gives you advice they have never used in their own life. And suddenly your dream is covered in fingerprints from people who are never going to help you build it. The book's message is, build first, speak later, not forever, not in fear, but strategically. Let the roots grow underground before you ask the tree to survive a storm. Then the wealth glitch attacks another belief. Success has to be painfully hard. The author says many successful people tell dramatic stories full of suffering, doubt, depression, anger, and pain. And yes, some journeys are hard. But the book questions whether the hard path is always required. It says people are often programmed to believe success must be brutal. So they make it brutal. They ignore simple tools. They miss easy doors. They reject easier paths because those paths do not match their story. This is a big idea. Some people need success to be hard because if they fail, they can say, "See, it was impossible." But if success could have been simpler, then failure feels more personal. That is uncomfortable. So they reject the simple path. The book's message is not that success takes no effort. It says life is already hard enough. Do not add extra chains and then brag about how heavy they are. The author gives an example with men and attraction. Some men naturally attract women from a young age and never turn it into a giant science project. Others spend years learning tricks, tactics, social rules, and strategies just to reach something that came naturally to someone else. The point is not really about dating. The point is that not everyone has to suffer in the same area. Some paths may be lighter than you think. But if your mind believes everything must be painful, your mind will make sure it becomes painful. That is self-sabotage, wearing a work ethic costume. Then comes one of the most useful chapters: witness your goals. The author tells a story about a social experiment called Fake Millionaires. In 2014, he and two friends dressed in expensive suits, carried briefcases, used fake bodyguards, and acted like rich people. 10 years later, all three became millionaires. The book's point is that the brain must first see and feel prosperity as possible. Not just through a screen, not only Instagram, not only watching strangers drive cars you think you will never touch. The author says you should physically go into places that represent the life you want. Walk into nice hotels, feel the atmosphere, visit expensive areas, see beautiful places in real life. Train your brain to stop treating prosperity like a movie. Because when your brain starts seeing that world as real, your focus changes. You begin to notice chances you missed before. The book is basically saying your brain needs proof before it gives you access to new behavior. A person who has only known survival may feel strange around abundance. They may even reject it. They may think, "This is not for people like me." That sentence is poison. This is not for people like me. That one belief can lock a person out of rooms they never even tried to enter. So the author's advice is to normalize prosperity before you own it. Let your brain see it enough times that it stops flinching. Because when your brain stops flinching, you stop acting like an outsider. And when you stop acting like an outsider, you begin noticing doors. But the book gives another warning here. Watch your circle. If you spend too much time around people who complain, blame, and live as victims, you start absorbing that frame. Even if you are strong, the book says toxic energy can pull you down over time. There is a story about 5 friends: Alex, Jake, Matt, Ryan, and Ethan. They grow up together, but Alex chooses a different path. He steps away, he studies, he improves himself. He learns languages. Later, he builds a successful company teaching English to Asian students. The others stay stuck in bad habits. Some face legal trouble. Some remain directionless. The lesson is not that friends are evil. The lesson is that your environment is a silent scriptwriter. You may think you are choosing your future alone, but the people around you are whispering into your habits every day. And some people around you do not need to hate you to hold you back. They just need to be comfortable with the old you. They know the version of you who complains, jokes, wastes time, eats badly, stays broke, stays afraid, and dreams quietly but never moves. When you start changing, it disturbs the group. Not because they are cartoon villains rubbing their hands in the dark, but because your growth creates a mirror. If you start building a brand, they have to face the fact that they are still hiding. If you start taking care of your brain, they have to notice their own habits. If you start giving, forgiving, creating, and facing fear, they have to ask themselves why they are not doing the same. And most people do not like mirrors unless the lighting is good. So they may joke about your goals. They may call your ideas weird. They may say, "You have changed." And yes, you have changed. That is the whole point. The story about Alex and his friends shows this clearly. Alex chose separation before success. He did not wait until he had money to change his circle. He changed his path first, and the new life came later. That is a key detail. Sometimes the new life does not arrive first. The lonely season arrives first, the quiet season, the people do not understand me season, the maybe I look crazy right now season. But that season protects the new version of you while it is still growing. Then the book talks about subliminal messages. This chapter is strange, but it connects to the larger theme. Your subconscious runs more than you think. The author says he went through a hard time with family issues, a messy lifestyle, and terrible nightmares. He tried prayers and other practices, but nothing helped. Then he found content about subliminal messages and played some at night with headphones. He says that night, for the first time in a long time, he slept peacefully and had beautiful dreams. After that, he kept listening to subliminals every night for years. He believes they helped improve his mindset, ideas, sleep, and confidence. The book explains subliminal messages as science signals that move below the conscious mind and enter the subconscious without the usual resistance. The conscious mind argues. The subconscious absorbs. That is why, in the book's view, subliminals can be used badly by media and corporations, but also positively for self-change. The big idea here is not just listen to hidden messages. The big idea is your mind is always being programmed by what you watch, by what you hear, by what you repeat, by what scares you, by what excites you, by what you let into your head before sleep. Your brain is not a locked house. It is more like a garden with a lazy fence. Seeds get in. So you better choose what you plant. This connects back to the whole money code. If your subconscious is full of scarcity, you may sabotage abundance. If your subconscious is full of shame, you may avoid being seen. If your subconscious is full of fear, you may reject risk. If your subconscious is full of victim stories, you may miss responsibility. The book's message is that change does not only happen at the surface, it happens in the hidden layers. Then the book moves into fear. This chapter is one of the most grounded and useful parts. The author talks about facing things you do not want to do. Cold showers, speaking up, approaching someone, being seen, risking rejection, looking foolish. The book mentions the anterior cingulate cortex and says this part of the brain grows when we do hard things we do not feel like doing. It connects this to willpower and even the will to live. The plain lesson is this: comfort makes you weak if you worship it. You do not need to go looking for danger. The book is not telling you to fight a wolf in the woods like some barefoot cave hero. It is saying you should stop running from normal discomfort. Talk to the person, raise your hand, say what you mean. Go to the gym, take the cold shower, start the project, let people see you try. The author explains social fear through the idea of old survival programming. Long ago, entering the wrong tribe could get you hurt or killed. So the brain learned to protect us by making us shrink around unfamiliar groups. But today, when you walk into a club, a classroom, or a meeting, your brain may still act like angry cave people are waiting behind the speakers. So you have to show your brain, I am safe. You do that by moving, speaking, trying, and staying present, even while fear is yelling in your ear. The book's message is clear. If you avoid every situation that threatens your ego, your character never grows. And this also connects to building wealth, because wealth asks you to be seen. It asks you to make offers. It asks you to talk to people. It asks you to create. It asks you to risk rejection. It asks you to stop hiding behind someday. Facing fear is not only about cold showers or social events. It is also about pressing upload. It is about showing your face. It is about saying, "This is what I do." It is about letting the world see your first bad video, your first awkward post, your first rough attempt, because your first version will not be perfect. Good. It is not supposed to be. The first version is not there to impress people. It is there to break the fear. And once the fear breaks, energy starts moving again. That is one of the strongest connections across the book. Blocked energy creates blocked life. Fear blocks energy. Shame blocks energy. Resentment blocks energy. Cheap dopamine blocks energy. Bad food blocks energy. Bad friends block energy. Obsessing over outcomes blocks energy. Trying to be God blocks energy. But giving, silence, action, forgiveness, clean focus, healthy habits, brand building, and process create movement. And movement is life. Then comes freedom from outcome. This chapter is about process. The book says most people obsess over results. They want the win, the money, the title, the number, the trophy. But when you obsess over the result, you create pressure. And pressure can block flow. The author uses the image of an artist painting. The point is not only the finished painting, it is the brush, the color, the movement, the process. Then the book brings in Kobe Bryant. It describes Kobe on the court, not as someone staring at the scoreboard every second, but as someone lost in the game itself. His greatness came from being deep in the process. The message is strong. If you want greatness, stop squeezing the outcome like it owes you rent. Focus on the rep, the play, the sentence, the call, the workout, the task in front of you. Success becomes more natural when you stop turning every action into a life or death exam. This chapter also balances the earlier chapters on manifestation and giving. Because yes, the book says you should expect things to come back. But it also says you should not obsess. You act, you give, you build, you trust, you move, you do the work in front of you. You do not keep digging up the seed every morning to check if it has grown. That is not faith. That is anxiety with gardening gloves. Then the wealth glitch becomes very modern. It talks about building your brand. The author says today, almost any skill can become a brand. Electrician, barber, footballer, journalist, hairdresser, locksmith, teacher, cook, cleaner, anything. You can record your work, share clips, show your personality, and reach people at a scale that was impossible before. This chapter is very practical. The book says developing your own brand may be the best investment you can make today. Why? Because people do not only buy skills, they buy trust, they buy story, they buy connection. AI may copy tasks, but the author says AI cannot replace humanity, personality, emotional intelligence, and authenticity. That is why a person with a real voice, real stories, and real skill can stand out. The book mentions people like Elon Musk, Gary Vaynerchuk, and Oprah Winfrey as examples of brands that became bigger than simple jobs or products. The bigger lesson is that your brand is your digital fingerprint. A brand is not just a logo. It is proof that you exist in the world with a voice. It is proof that you are not hiding. It is proof that people can trust you, remember you, and connect with you. The author says any skill can be shared now. That is a big deal. In the past, someone could be amazing at their work and still remain invisible. Today, a barber can film haircuts. A cleaner can show before and after videos. A teacher can explain one useful idea every day. An electrician can share simple safety tips. A cook can show meals. A language teacher can post short lessons. The internet rewards proof. And if you document your work, your growth, your lessons, and your personality, you create proof every day. But again, fear gets in the way. People do not post because they are scared of being judged. They imagine old classmates laughing. They imagine cousins whispering. They imagine neighbors saying, "Look at them, trying to be famous." But the book's tone is very clear here. Those people are not living your life. They are not paying your bills. They are not carrying your dream. So why are they allowed to vote on your future? This part hits because many people are not actually scared of failing. They are scared of being seen trying. That fear kills more dreams than failure ever could. Then the book talks about AI. The author does not treat AI as evil, but also does not treat it like a magic god. The message is balance. AI is good at repetitive tasks, boring tasks, data-heavy tasks, and mechanical work. Let it help with that. But humans still have creativity, empathy, social intelligence, emotional depth, and the ability to make something truly new. The book says many people may lose jobs because of AI, but humans have always adapted. Pressure can push us to grow. Too much comfort makes us soft. The author warns against using AI so much that you become mentally lazy. Use it as a tool, not a brain replacement. That is a very needed point. AI should be the shovel, not the farmer, the calculator, not the thinker, the assistant, not the soul. This also connects perfectly with branding. Many people hear about AI and panic. They think, what if AI replaces me? But the wealth glitch would probably ask a harder question. What part of you is so mechanical that it can be replaced? If your work has no personality, no emotional intelligence, no human connection, no story, no taste, no risk, and no original thinking, then yes, AI becomes scary. But if you build a real brand around who you are, how you think, how you speak, how you help, and how you connect, then AI becomes a tool. A hammer does not replace a builder, but it does expose the person who is only pretending to build. That is why building your brand matters so much in the book. It is not about becoming famous for no reason. It is about becoming visible for the value you already have. Then comes forgiveness. And this chapter shifts the whole tone. The book says people get triggered by the word forgive because they think it means approving what happened. But forgiveness, in the book's view, is not approval. It is cutting the energetic rope. When you refuse to forgive, that person still has a room in your head. They may not even know it. They may be eating lunch somewhere, and you are still replaying the pain like it is a rented movie you forgot to return. The author calls forgiveness selfish, in a good way. You do it to free yourself. The book says people who look full of life and energy often have nothing heavy from the past feeding on them. They have let go. This does not mean you invite harmful people back. It does not mean you pretend nothing happened. It means you stop letting old pain drink your energy every morning. The book also uses teachings from the Bible about forgiveness. The larger point is that resentment is poison. You may think you are punishing the other person, but you are the one swallowing it. And this chapter is not just a be nice chapter. It is a money chapter too. That may sound strange, but think about the energy cost of resentment. How many hours do people lose replaying old conversations? How many ideas die because the mind is busy arguing with ghosts? How many chances are missed because someone is still emotionally tied to a person who hurt them years ago? The book says, forgiveness cuts that energetic tie. And when the tie is cut, your energy returns to you. That is huge. Because many people do not need more motivation. They need their stolen energy back. They need the energy stuck in old anger, the energy stuck in shame, the energy stuck in proving someone wrong, the energy stuck in a heartbreak they keep touching like a bruise. Forgiveness, in the book's frame, is not weakness. It is power recovery. It is saying, you do not get to live rent-free in my nervous system anymore. That line alone could save someone years of emotional debt. Then the book talks about the brain. This chapter is simple but important. Your brain is your most valuable asset. The author says people take better care of their cars than their brains. They think about oil, upgrades, and maintenance for a machine, then feed their own brain junk, sugar, chemicals, and low-quality food. The book links poor brain health to brain fog, low focus, low creativity, anxiety, low energy, and bad decisions. Its advice is to nurture the brain with nutrient-rich food, berries, vegetables, clean water, sunlight, and a lifestyle more connected to nature. Whether you take every detail literally or not, the core lesson is solid. If your brain is tired, foggy, and poisoned by bad habits, do not expect clear thinking and strong choices. Money is not made only by hands. It is made by decisions, and decisions come from the brain. So if you want wealth, do not only study money, study your sleep, your food, your focus, your daily habits, your inputs. A tired brain will turn even a good opportunity into a problem. The author compares the way people care for cars versus the way they care for their minds. And it is funny because it is true. Someone will spend hours choosing the right oil for a car, then eat garbage, sleep badly, drink poor quality drinks, and wonder why their thoughts feel like wet cardboard. The book makes brain care part of wealth care. Because every major change in life starts as a decision, and every decision comes through the brain. Your brain chooses the business. Your brain notices the chance. Your brain handles the risk. Your brain controls the words you say in a meeting. Your brain decides whether to quit or continue. Your brain decides whether to spend, save, give, build, forgive, post, learn, or hide. So when the book says nurture your brain, it is not random health advice. It is saying protect the command center. A damaged command center cannot guide a strong mission. Then the book enters a surprising chapter called Engage with the Superficial. At first, this sounds like strange advice. Most spiritual books say material things are empty, so avoid them. This book says, not so fast. The author argues that if you deeply desire nice cars, luxury hotels, parties, romance, attention, travel, and pleasure, pretending you do not want those things may not work. Sometimes you need to experience things to outgrow them. The danger is not tasting life. The danger is getting trapped in pleasure and forgetting your deeper self. The book uses Julien Blanc as an example. It says he spent years learning dating, social dynamics, and attraction, became known for it, experienced money, women, fame, and validation, and later shifted into helping people heal from trauma after a major scandal changed his path. The lesson the book takes is that his later growth came through his actual path, not by skipping it. You cannot always borrow someone else's wisdom and expect it to fit your soul. Some lessons have to be lived. The book also brings in the idea that many elderly people regret not trying things, not taking risks, not living fully. So the author says, live, love, get your heart broken, travel, explore, taste the world. But keep enough distance to walk away when the next chapter calls. That is an important balance. Enjoy the material world, but do not become its pet. The book is not anti-pleasure. It is anti-sleepwalking. It is saying, taste life with your eyes open. Experience is healthy when it teaches you. It becomes a trap when it owns you. And when the lesson is complete, move on. This leads perfectly into the final warning. You are not God. Because after all this talk about energy, manifestation, universal laws, giving, and power, someone could easily become arrogant. They could start thinking, I control everything. The book shuts that down. It strongly criticizes parts of the New Age world that tell people they are gods who can manifest anything, anytime, without responsibility. The book says that belief is dangerous because it can detach people from reality. The author's view is that humans carry a divine spark, but that does not make them God. A brick is part of a house, but it is not the whole house. This chapter ties the book together. Manifestation is possible, according to the wealth glitch, but it must be joined with action. Not couch manifestation, not hustle addiction, both. You give, you act, you build, you face fear, you protect your energy. You train your brain, you create value, you forgive, you use tools like AI, you build your brand, you experience life, but stay ready for a higher call. That is the full money code the book is trying to crack. It is not just about cash. It is about becoming the kind of person money can move through without destroying. And that is where the book is at its strongest. Some parts are wild. Some parts are dark. Some parts will make people roll their eyes. Some parts will make people pause and think, wait, am I blocking my own life? But whether you agree with every claim or not, this book keeps asking one hard question. What are you giving? Not what are you wanting? Not what are you begging for? Not what are you posting about? What are you giving? Are you giving value? Are you giving effort? Are you giving silence to your goals? Are you giving your brain good fuel? Are you giving yourself hard challenges? Are you giving forgiveness so your past stops stealing from you? Are you giving your work to the world through a brand? Are you giving up the need to control every outcome? Or are you only standing there with empty hands, waiting for life to pay you first? That is the punch in the stomach of the wealth glitch. It says most people want the harvest without planting. They want the return without the exchange. They want the lifestyle without becoming the person who can hold it. The author's world is built on one repeated rule. Energy must move. When energy moves in clean ways, through giving, value, courage, discipline, forgiveness, and creation, it can grow. When energy moves in dark ways, through harm, ego, shortcuts, obsession, or manipulation, it may bring results. But it also brings a bill, and life always collects. So, what is the real review? The Wealth Glitch is not a normal money book. It is part finance, part spirituality, part warning, part personal confession, part mindset manual, and part, what did I just read, experience. It is not soft. It is not polished in a corporate way. It has strong opinions, strange stories, and moments that feel like someone whispering from behind a locked door. But it does one thing very well. It makes money feel deeper than numbers. It makes you look at your relationship with giving, fear, ego, silence, friends, pleasure, technology, and your own mind. And that might be why the title works. A glitch is something that breaks the normal system. And this book is basically saying the normal system is already broken. The normal system tells you to chase money while ignoring your energy. It tells you to talk big before doing the work. It tells you to consume poison and expect clear thoughts. It tells you to avoid fear, hate your enemies forever, copy everyone online, and call it strategy. The wealth glitch says no. Protect the signal. Give without showing off. Work without announcing every move. Use AI without becoming lazy. Build a brand without begging for approval. Face fear without waiting to feel ready. Experience life without becoming trapped by pleasure. Manifest without escaping action. And remember that you are powerful, but you are not God. That last point matters because the book is not trying to make the reader passive. It is trying to make the reader responsible. You are not powerless, but you are also not above the rules. You are playing a game with laws. The better you understand those laws, the better you move. If we put the whole book into one simple sentence, it might be this: money follows movement, but the quality of that movement depends on the quality of your energy. If your energy is desperate, greedy, loud, resentful, lazy, poisoned, or fake, money may avoid you, or worse, it may come in a way that hurts you. But if your energy is generous, focused, brave, quiet, clean, creative, forgiving, and active, money has a healthier path to reach you. That is the wealth glitch. Not a hack, not a cheat code, not some lazy shortcut. It is a glitch in the normal way people think. Because most people ask, how do I get more? This book asks, what are you becoming and what are you giving? That question is much harder, and maybe that is why most people avoid it. Because once you ask that question honestly, you cannot blame the world as easily. You have to look at your own habits, your own circle, your own fear, your own need for praise, your own blocked energy, your own dirty inputs, your own silent resentment, your own refusal to act. And that is uncomfortable. But it is also freeing, because if some part of your life is blocked by patterns you learned, then maybe you are not doomed. Maybe you are not broken. Maybe you are just running old programs. And if those programs were installed, they can be removed. That is the hopeful side of the wealth glitch. It is not saying only special people can win. It is saying most people are asleep inside patterns they never chose. But if you wake up, give cleanly, act boldly, protect your focus, care for your brain, build your voice, face discomfort, forgive the past, and stop confusing yourself with God, then your life can change faster than you think. Not because magic replaces work, but because your work finally stops fighting against your own mind. And that may be the real money code. Stop being the leak in your own system. The book ends with the idea that life is a game, and you already have what you need to experience what you desire. But as you move through money, fun, success, and pleasure, you must stay open to a higher calling. Do not get so lost in the lights that you miss the voice calling you to the next level. That might be the deepest message of the whole book. Money is not the final boss. Money is a tool, a test, a mirror, a current. The real question is what kind of person you become while chasing it. Because if you gain money, but lose your peace, your health, your spirit, your courage, and your humanity, did you crack the money code? Or did the money code crack you?